say to myself, if Sergeant Young can do this, anybody can do it. So, and you can tell him I said that because he's not here. But no, all jokes aside, he's one of the inspirations that makes me want to do this. I wrote all this stuff down, and I don't even want to go back. But he always says, a funny joke he always says, he ain't me, or wait, let me get it right, because I don't want, he always says, he hate me because he ain't me. That's what he says all the time, but I believe solely that he's one of the great officers that I would like to be. I can't say enough about him. As well as, again, I want to reference as well that there's a lot of great officers that I've come across in my 13 years. A lot of people, a lot of memories, a lot of things I've learned from a lot of people. And the next person that I want to talk about is Sergeant Ginch. There was days, in this profession, you can come in here and you can have a bad attitude every day. It'll give you that. But this guy comes in with a smile every single day. I don't think there's anybody in this room that dislikes this man. But I asked him one day, and I said, hey, Sergeant Ginch, what is it? What do you do? And he says, you gotta come in with a smile every day. Well, sir, I got a smile all right now. So thank you. Because without people like that, we wouldn't be, I wouldn't be able to do this job. The next person I'm going to talk about, he's like a father figure to me. I call him Coach Washington. I met him when I was in high school. He was my high school basketball coach. And I can't say enough about him. He'll give you a shirt off his back. He's taught me a lot of things. And I went to him and I said, he got principal at my high school, and I went to him and I was like, hey, I want to work for you. So he gave me a position there. Started working for him, then I got the itch to become a police officer, so I said, hey, coach, do you know anybody? Because I didn't have enough money to go back to college, succeed, or, well, not succeed, but I didn't have enough money to get there. He made a few calls. Next thing I know, gentleman by the last name Coker called me up. He had a scholarship for me. So I went into the police academy. But I always want to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And to know him is a lot for me, because he does a lot for me. And he'll do a lot for anybody that asks. As long as he got it, he'll do it. So he's been a very influential person in my life. The next people I want to talk about is my three uncles that's sitting right here. Without them, I probably wouldn't be here today. Got my uncle. My Uncle Jimmy, he's the military guy of the family, very disciplined. Can always go down and he'll keep you on the straight and narrow all the time. And then my Uncle Emmett, he's the Mr. Talker. He can sell you water from a public drinking fountain. But he's so calm, cool, and collected. Uncle Robert, he's the athlete of the family, get all the accolades. I just wanted to be him. Still want to be him to today. No better uncles than the three that's sitting right here in the front row. So to them, I say thank you, because of other things. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but it's a lot of people here. It's done a lot for me. So the next people I call is my wife and my two daughters. say two sisters because I'm looking over here at my sister. You know, the saying that you know, you're just as good as the woman. She's the rock. She takes care of everything. Back when I went to the police academy, I had to give up work to go to the police academy Monday through Friday. She took care of everything, made sure everything is good. For about 18 weeks, there was a position in my house on the couch that I sat on for 18 weeks. And it was like an indentation in the couch at that point. But I knew all I had to do was ask for something and she would do anything. She took care of the girls, did anything that was asked, she did. So, she was there. She was there. I call her Tiffany Jean Roberts, which is her maiden name. She hates it. So I guess I'm going to be making another indentation on the couch tonight. But no, seriously, it's Tiffany Jean Brown. And she's been my rock for a very long time. My two daughters, the two headaches that I have. I can't say enough about my 26-year-old, my 16-year-old. They're 10 years apart, but they're the reason why I wake up and I do this job every day. They're the reason why I go home every single day. They're my heart and soul that, you know, made me a man to have two daughters. You know, everybody wants to brag about having sons and things like that. Oh, would I love to have a son? Yeah, but my two daughters is the reason why I do this, and I go home. They're daddy's girls. If you missed out in the last couple weeks, everybody's been making fun of me. This beard that I have was nothing but gray. It was long, so you missed out. So I tell the guys, a few people, I was like, I woke up one day and it was this black. I got rid of all my stress. Got rid of all my stress, but no, again, this is thank you to my wife because she did. But my two girls, I can't say enough. My 26-year-old graduated from high school, and my 16 is en route to do the same thing with honors. So I can't say enough about them. I next move on, and try to make this fast too, and move on to my older sister. I can't say enough about my older sister. She is career goal driven, and she knows what she wants, and when she wants it, she goes and gets it. And I can have respect for anything with my older sister. She now lives in Ohio with my two nieces. She was the rock of the family and the protector, so she was always there. So lastly, I move on to the two most important people of my life. My mother and father. They both passed away. Both my mother and father passed away before I was 21. So I had to become a man really quick, very quick. And they both passed away in times where, for instance, my father passed away first. I was up. He didn't even get to meet my oldest daughter. I can remember the day like it was yesterday. He was at his mother's house. I was supposed to go and take my daughter to see him, but I chose to go out with my friends that night. He was understanding, but while I was out, I got a phone call. Said, you better get here quick. They took my father to the emergency room. Well, my father passed away from an aneurysm and never got to meet any of my children. But, you know, God has a path for everybody. And maybe his path was to take both my parents so I could be a man. I don't fault him for it, it just happens. As well as, again, my mother. I can clearly see it. I was at college playing football. Olivet College. I got done. I felt something wasn't right. So I continued to call my mother on the phone, and she didn't answer. So I finally said, forget it, I'm gonna drive home. Found my mother in the emergency room with her sister, thinking everything was gonna be okay. Days later, they told her she had leukemia. What I do vividly remember is the doctor said 99.9% curable for him. He said that. My mother was 1%. The 1% that I hate. But I tell you this because I thought with this speech, what can I say? What did they give me? A phrase, something, or whatever. There was nothing I could tell you that they gave me. What I can tell you is the most hardest workers ever, and that's what they gave me. You're looking at it right now. What they gave me is me, the man I am, the things I do. That's what they gave me.